Guys, today we're going to talk about nature of economics. In nature of economics, we have to ask ourselves two questions. Is economic a science or an art? And is economic a positive science or a normative science? But before that, when we explain the nature of the economic activity, we have to predict some events because the events changed when the facts changed. So this effort will help us to survive in the environment in which we are living. So we need the knowledge of what causes what and what part is related to what. Economic is both science and art. Economic is considered as science because it is a systematic knowledge derived from observation, study, and experimentation, just like pure science, but it has lower degree of perfection than pure science. As an art, it helps us to show solution of the problem. It helps us to do the thing. Its role can be found in any sphere of economic activity. When we want to get maximum profit from a limited resource, we want economics as an art. Is economic a positive science or normative science? Economic is both, but economics differentiate between positive economics and normative economics. Positive economics is completely objective and it is based on the cause and the effect and of the economic activity. But when we are talking about normative economics, it is the study. In normative economics, we study that how our economic relation should be because the normative economics evaluates. It's just like the application of positive science, positive economics. Policy making is just an example. It is a responsive involvement in the economy which helps for the welfare of the people, which is essentially a normative in character. Now we are going to talk about rationality assumption. Before that, we have to talk about what is rationality. Rationality, it is the quality of being able to think sensibly or logically. Means when you are going to buy something, you bargain for what you buy. If you don't feel that satisfaction, you will not pay for that product. Means you need maximum utility of that product. Humans are classified in two types. One is consumer, other is producer. Rationality assumption is talking about both. One is assumption regarding behavior of consumer and one assumption regarding behavior of producer. When we're talking about the assumption of consumer, we just say how consumer is aware of what he needs in and what quantity. Means when he is going to buy tomatoes, he will buy the tomato, not the potato, even if it's cheaper. The consumer taste and prefer remain same for a long time, but do not change. Means when you like a red color t-shirt, you will liked it for a long time. That will not change for someone. It's just your satisfaction. It's just your likeness. That's how a consumer behavior works. Consumer tries to get maximum satisfaction for what money he spent. And when you're talking about assumption regarding behavior of producer, every business behave rationally. Means the price of the raw material should be lesser than the product. Everything has to be managed. You need raw materials and you will make from that raw material to a perfect product. So for that you have to know many things, like when a business has given many options like low sales and low profit, high sales and low profit, and high sales and high profit, you will only accept the high sales and high profit. This is always a mind of businessman, and this is the behavior for a producer. This way, the both consumer and producer behave rationally. Everyone wants to save money and earn profit. This is the main thing. Now we are going to talk about total utility and marginal utility. It is needed for equilibrium concept. What is marginal utility? It is an added satisfaction a consumer gets from having one more unit of good or service. And the total utility, it is the aggregate amount of satisfaction from all the goods. So total utility, it is a certain amount, and it is the sum of all marginal utilities. And marginal utility, it is the last total utility minus that's previous one, and it is also the change of total utility divided by the change of quantity, and it is also the slope of total utility. Utility is measured by utils unit. It is an imaginary unit. So let's talk about the graph and this chart. When we go for shopping, we buy some things. Let's talk about oranges. If you haven't buy any oranges, the quantity is 0. The marginal utility means the additional unit is also 0. Though the utility will be 0, means the satisfaction level will be 0. We could say that utility is kind of a satisfaction. When the quantity is 1, means when an orange, the marginal utility becomes 10, and the total utility becomes 10. Now when we buy the second unit of orange, the marginal utility decreases, because when we buy the same thing again, our likeness of the thing decreases. So the total utility is 18, means it is the sum of the first, second and third marginal utility. First one is undefined. Now when we buy third orange, the marginal utility or marginal kind of satisfaction becomes more or less, and total utility increases because of the marginal utility. Now when we buy the fourth one, the total utility is not increased because the marginal utility is 0, means we don't have any interest to buy fourth one. Now when we buy the fifth one, our interest is gone negative, so the total utility also decreases. So here in the graph we see it's the utility in y-axis. In x-axis we have quantity. When the quantity increases, the total utility increases and marginal utility decreases. But when the marginal utility is 0, the total utility is maximum. But after that position, the marginal utility gets in minus x. So the marginal utility decreases to minus position, and the total utility also decreases. After that, we are going to talk about equilibrium concept. It's nothing but the aim of consumer to get higher satisfaction as possible from his purchase. Means he want to spend less and gain more things. This is the rational behavior of consumer, to get maximum total utility. That's why we bargain. In marginal utility, the commodity is equal to the price of the commodity, then the consumer will stop his purchase. And if the marginal utility of the commodity is greater than the price he paid, then he will buy the more commodity. How it works? Let's see with this example. If one lemon is sold at 4 rupees, but 3 lemons are sold at 10 rupees, anyone will buy 3 units of lemon because he is saving 2 rupees. When the marginal utility from commodity is greater, means the price of 3 units is lesser than the actual price, we will buy more. But if the marginal utility of the commodity is equal to the price of commodity, means if this lemon is sold only at 4 rupees, in any cases, means if he buys 3 units of lemons, he have to pay 12 rupees, then he will stop his purchase of the commodity. So that's how the marginal utility works. The marginal utility here measured in terms of money. So to attain its maximum satisfaction and get to in an equilibrium position, you will buy more. After that, we are going to talk about economic laws. Economic laws are the principle that rule the action of individual in their economic activities. Just like any other science, it is applicable when certain conditions are fulfilled. Means if the conditions are not fulfilled, the economic laws will not be applicable. Now let's see a definition of Robbins. Economic laws are statement of uniformities, means equality, which govern, means rule, the human behavior concerning the utilization of limited resources for the achievement of unlimited ends. Unlimited ends mean human wants, it is unlimited, and the limited is the resources like petrol, like any other natural resources which are limited. We have to use them carefully. Now we are going to talk about nature of economic laws. In nature of economic laws, first we see the economic laws are not governmental laws. Means governmental laws are strict, and if you break any rule, they will punish you. The government will punish you. But economic laws are not that type. They are applicable when certain conditions are fulfilled. Economic laws are merely the statements or of tendencies. Means there is no guarantee, there is no predictable thing. It's actually unpredictable how economic laws worked. Then economic laws are hypothetical. Means it depends on number of things, and the number of things also can change. Economic laws are characterized by the phrase ceteris paribus, means other factors except the economic laws are constant or equal. Economic laws are positive but not normative. Means it's only describe the economic phenomena but do not prescribe how it should be. Economic laws are axiomatic in character. Axiomatic means unquestionable. You can't question why this economic law is here. You have to just obey it. Economic laws lacks exactness of the laws of science. Means it's not like the laws of gravitation. It's not that simple. It's like laws of tides said by Marcel. So this is the nature and this is the economic laws part.